Hello viewers, I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stands before you with a very important video of 4th semester of +3 second year, that is public policy process in India. So far as public policy process in India is concerned, in this video, 3 aspects of it have been focused. The first one is agencies associated with public policy making. Number 2, weakness in India's foreign policy process. And finally, suggestions for reforms in the public policy making in India. I request my viewers to watch this video attentively and till the end, so that your idea about public policy making in India will be clear. And I request my viewers that my channel is an academic channel. In this channel, political science notes of +2 first year, +2 second year, +3 first semester, third semester, and some portions of +3 fourth semesters are available. Just write my name Dilip Kumar Pal and the topic you want. In the YouTube, the video will be available. So let us start. How the method of public policy process in India, how public policy is framed in India. Let us start. The taste of a government can be known from its public policy. Whether a government is a good government or bad government, it is known. It is determined by its public policy. It means public policy determines the nature of a government. Whether a government is a good one or it is a bad one, it is known from its public policy. Before we discuss how public policy is made in India, we must be clear about the meaning of public policy. Public policy is a plus of 2 words, public and policy. The word public means it relates with people in general, and the policy means decision of the government. So in total, public policy means the decision of the government or steps of the government for the people in general is known as public policy. In every country, public policies are observed. In India also, public policies are observed, like education policy, medical policy, defense policy, etc. But now the question is how public policy is prepared. What are the institutions who are involved with the framing of public policy? Public policy is a cooperative effort. It is not one man's business. For the formulation of public policy, for the preparation of public policy, as many as 6 institutions are involved. The first one is the cabinet. The first institution which is associated with the preparation of public policy is the cabinet. Cabinet means it is a committee consisting of the Prime Minister and all the cabinet ministers. By taking the Prime Minister and all the cabinet ministers, the cabinet is formed. Cabinet plays an important role in the formulation of public policy. What type of public policy will be adopted in the country? It will be discussed first in the cabinet. The cabinet discusses in detail about it, or it refers to its three major committees like Committee on Political Affairs or Committee on Economic Affairs and Committee on Public Appointments. So whenever any public policy will have to be framed, it will have to be discussed in the cabinet, or the cabinet may refer it to any of its committee. Without discussion in the cabinet, a public policy cannot be finalized. Every type of public policy is discussed in the cabinet and the cabinet must give its approval. So cabinet is a major institution which is associated with the formulation of public policy. Okay, viewers? Come to second, Cabinet Secretariat. It is another institution which is associated with the formulation of public policy. Cabinet Secretariat is a body which is attached to the cabinet. The Cabinet Secretariat maintains the records of the cabinet. It refers every matter to the cabinet for discussion. So, whenever any public policy will have to be prepared, the Cabinet Secretariat refers that public policy to the cabinet for discussion. And it is the duty of the Cabinet Secretariat to provide, supply different informations regarding public policy to the cabinet. So, Cabinet Secretariat is also directly involved with the formulation of public policy because it is the Cabinet Secretariat which provides, which makes available important informations, important facts relating to public policy to the cabinet. If it will not provide required information to cabinet regarding public policy, cabinet cannot know anything about public policy. Number 3, PMO office. PMO office also plays an important role with the formulation of public policy. Prior to 1964, there was no Prime Minister office. In 1964, when Lal Bahadur Shastri became the Prime Minister of India, he formed for the first time Prime Minister office by taking one secretary, 3 joint secretary and some staff. So it is the function of the Prime Minister office to give necessary information, facts to the Prime Minister about public policy which will be discussed in the cabinet. Because whenever public policy will have to be discussed in the cabinet, the Prime Minister must have some knowledge about facts relating to public policy. It is the duty of PMO, Prime Minister Office, to aware Prime Minister different matters relating to public policy so that Prime Minister will go to the cabinet with full equipped. Okay, viewers? Fourth one is Central Secretariat. Central Secretariat plays also an important role in the preparation of public policy. Central Secretariat consists of senior secretaries of the Government of India. So it is the duty of Central Secretariat to provide different type of informations regarding public policy to ministers. Because whenever ministers will discuss in the cabinet meeting regarding a particular public policy, the ministers are given information by the Central Secretariat. Central Secretariat is regarded as the library of facts and informations. So, whenever public policy will have to be prepared, the Central Secretariat provides required facts and informations to the ministers. Fifth one is National Development Council, NDC. National Development Council consists of the Prime Minister, important cabinet ministers, chief ministers of all states, and all union territories. It is the duty of the National Development Council to discuss about the public policy which will have to be made, and before it is placed in the parliament, the NDC must approve it. Before a public policy will be introduced in the parliament, it must be discussed in the NDC. Because in the NDC, all the problems, consequences of a public policy are discussed thoroughly. So after it is being discussed in the NDC, National Development Council, it is placed in the parliament. And finally, Niti Aayog. Niti Aayog was formed on 1st January 2015. Niti Aayog consists of Prime Minister with the chairman, deputy chairman, some important cabinet ministers, representative of research institutes, representative of universities. So it is the function of Niti Aayog to give its opinion on a particular public policy. It is the function of Niti Aayog to give technical advices regarding public policy. And it will see how public policy will have to be implemented, and it will see the public policy from the point of view of national development, and it will also see that by the public policy whether all the people of the country will be benefited or not. So far as formulation of public policy in India is concerned, these institutions are closely related. Now we'll discuss what are the weaknesses of India's policy making process. There are some weaknesses of India's policy making process. The first weakness is excessive fragmentation of department. The first weakness of preparation of public policy in India is the excessive fragmentation of departments. It means in India, a particular field is under several departments. For example, in America, one field is under one department. In Britain, one field is under one department. But in India, a particular department is under, a particular field is under various departments. So whenever any decision about a particular field is taken, all the 5 to 6 departments will give their opinion. So there is overlapping of decisions. So the first important weakness of formulation of public policy in India is the fragmentation of, excessive fragmentation of departments. If India, there will be only one department which will have to look after a particular field, then it can deal with that in a better way and there will be no question of overlapping. But as in India, a particular field is under various departments, so various departments will give their view. So there is contradiction of their views. It is the first weakness of India's formulation of public policy. Number 2, power for pre-consultative policy discussion. For pre-consultative policy discussion. It means before a policy is prepared, before that, adequate discussions are not made in India. Just as in America, before a public policy is prepared, adequate discussion is made in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, and different news channel. But in India, pre-discussion of public policy is not adequately found. It is another weakness of formulation of India's foreign policy. India's formulation of public policy. Number 3, lack of non-government inputs and nationwide debate on policy. In India, whenever public policy is prepared, scholars of outside, their views are not invited. Only the views of leading persons of the government, it is given weight. But there are also some learned persons in the country who are outside the government. Their views are not invited. It is another weak point of formulation of India's foreign policy. Number 4, overburden of policy makers. In India, secretaries are the main persons who take part in the preparation of public policy. But they are overburdened with work. They will have to look after the administration of the department. They will have to prepare questions to be answered in the parliament relating to the department. So secretaries are overburdened with work. So they are unable to give time for the discussion in the public policy. It is another weakness of formulation of public policy in India. Finally, lack of adequate analysis of costs, benefits and consequences of public policy. Finally, in India, whenever public policy is prepared or formulated, its consequences, its costs and benefits are not properly analyzed, which are very much important. So these are the weak points of public policy preparation in India. Now we will take off what suggestions we can give for its reformations. What steps we can suggest for the reformations in the formulation of public policy, so their weakness can be overcome. So what suggestions can be given? Number 1, decentralization of implementing work. The first suggestion is that whenever public policy will have to prepare, whenever they will have to be implemented, a lot of persons must be engaged for that work. If only secretaries will have to prepare the policy, they will have to implement the policy, then they will be overburdened. So sufficient staffs must be given. There should be decentralization of functions so that public policy can be well prepared, formulated and well implemented. And number 2, formation of policy advisory group. Whenever public policy will have to be made, how they will be implemented, a advisory group must be formulated by taking people of different spheres. Even advisory groups will be formulated by taking scholars of different groups. Then they can at least prepare how public policy will have to be prepared in a better way, what will be their consequences, benefits, and how they will be implemented, in which way they will be implemented, so that in India a formation of an advisory group is necessary. Finally, improvement of skills of personnel associated with policy formation, work and task. Whenever public policy will have to be prepared, whenever they will have to be implemented, the staffs who will be engaged for that, they must be well equipped with professional knowledge. The staffs who will deal with formulation of preparing policy, implementation of foreign policy, implementation of policy, they must be equipped with improved skills and improved knowledge, so that it will be better how public policy will be framed, implemented in a very smooth manner. So my viewers, in this view I have discussed what is public policy, what is the importance of public policy, how public policy determines the nature of a government. We have discussed institutions which are associated with the formulation of public policy. We have discussed weakness associated with the formulation of public policy. Then we have discussed reforms to be made in the preparation of public policy and implementation of public policy, so that public policy can be prepared in a smooth manner, it will be implemented in a nice manner. Thank you, viewers. I have full confidence that this video will make you clear about your ideas about public policy preparation. There will be no need for you to refer any books. If you will observe this video attentively, you will be clear. Thank you, viewers. Again we will be here with another video. Till now, goodbye to all.